My name's Leon, and I'm a 17-year-old playing for Manchester City. And I just won the Under-23s Premier League title with Man City's academy. After a dramatic final day, we came back from 3 goals down to draw with Liverpool, and that point secured us the title. My performances for the academy actually caught the eye of Pep Guardiola, who came to see us in our last game. After the match, he sat me and my dad down in the changing room and told us that I would be going to Manchester City's pre-season tour. The night before my flight to America, I could barely sleep. I was so nervous. I was about to achieve my dream. The next day, I gave my mum and dad a hug and I made my way to the airport in first class. I was to travel alone and meet up with the rest of the team at the hotel in LA. I buckled into my seat and I couldn't stop thinking about how in the next 2 weeks I could be making my Man City debut. We landed in sunny LA to some absolutely gorgeous weather, much different than Manchester. And as I stepped off the plane, there was already some Man City staff that were waiting for me. We got to the hotel and I felt like a kid. I was so excited. I texted my family telling them that I got there the next day. Well, it was media time. We all got to model the brand new kit. Light blue top, white shorts and white socks with a little accent of light blue, but my favourite was the away kit. It was like a classic Man City kit, purple with the white pinstripes and like a sort of gold orangey accent. After the media day, we had a 2-week training camp in LA to bring our fitness back. This was my first time training with the first team, and my goodness, what a difference. Pep Guardiola is a machine. The level of detail he gives is immense. I had never experienced anything like it with the academy. He would often take me for one-on-one talks to talk about my positioning and my vision, and where I should be and when. The quality of the players I'm training with is also mental. These guys are literally my idols. This camp was tough, 100% focus and maximum fitness to be ready for next season. But I have to say, I was loving it. The treatment at the hotel, the food, the level of football. When I would get to my room, I would just smile for hours. But then came the first pre-season friendly of the tour. I knew I was on the bench, so there wasn't really much pressure. But how exciting to actually be part of the Manchester City squad for a match. We got on the bus and we headed to the LAFC stadium as we were about to take on Juventus. Now, players from the team, of course, weren't in full fitness, so this game wasn't too important, but still, no matter what, you want to get the win and you want to get the better of teams that you're facing, even in a pre-season friendly like this. I took my seat on the bench next to Ruben Diaz and Kusanov, and I just sat in awe of the fact that I was sitting watching a Man City game, not from the stands, no, but from the actual bench. The game kicked off, but things went south pretty quickly. The winger flew past Aït-Nouri and squeezed the ball into David, who whacked it with his right foot far post. 1-0 to Juventus, and the game had literally just started. We're disappointed on the bench, but it's early days, so we can easily get back into the game. But it's definitely clear that the guys at the back especially are a bit rusty right now. Really slow reactions and not good enough. Things get even worse as Marc Guéhi takes down David in the box. A clumsy challenge at best, and Juventus have a penalty. Yildiz steps up and hits it down the centre. Donnarumma can't make the save. 2-0 down in the first half, and I can't help but think, just please, Coach Pep, put me on the pitch. I want to be part of the comeback. You can't fault the pen though. He curves it in the air, which sends Donnarumma to the side and smacks it into the centre. Great technique. We finally get back into the game when Phil Foden's first time pass falls to Marmoush, who slots it far post with his weak foot. 2-1 and we're back in the game. This goal coming straight from the training ground as Pep wanted more runs into the box from the edge of the D. Soon later though, Juventus's cross is expertly headed in by Bremer, who beats Ruben Diaz in the box and launches a rocket off of his head. 3-1 to Juventus now, and Juventus have been absolutely clinical with their chances. Not long later, Rodri took this great shot with his left foot, which just skimmed the post. We start to really get the momentum as Ait-Nouri passes the ball inside to Foden, who runs through the centre. He plays a brilliant pass into Haaland and his shot is just saved. We're really putting in the pressure now. Savinho then gets the ball wide and crosses it to Haaland. Unfortunately though, this header also goes wide. We finally get rewarded for the pressure though, as Savinho cuts inside and plays a brilliant pass into Marmoush, who runs onto it and just needs to whack it home. 3-2 now, and we have all the momentum. 2 goals for Marmoush, and we need to keep going. And that's what we do. When Doku cuts inside and threads it to Haaland, a weak foot shot from the edge of the box, and it beautifully dips into the net. 3-3. And he celebrates with the fans. What a goal that was. On the bench, we can't help but applaud. Just what a goal. The goal comes really late into the game, and now it looks like we're going to actually get a draw from what's been a really tough match. The clock ticks down and the final whistle goes, and 3-3 in our first pre-season friendly. I didn't get to come on or play in this game, but I know if I keep training hard, maybe I can play in the next one. We get back to our hotel after the game and we pack our bags for our next trip to Atlanta, as we'll be facing Atletico Madrid in the Atlanta United Stadium for our second pre-season tour game. We get to the hotel and we reset, and the next morning I wasn't prepared for this. In central Atlanta, we had a fun fair that was a fanfare, and it was filled with thousands of Man City fans coming from all over America. Oh my goodness, I've never seen anything like it. The support was incredible and a big glimpse into life as a top-tier professional footballer. We had a big team dinner to end our night before preparations began for the Atletico Madrid game. We had about 4 days of training camp working on tactics and positioning, and Pep put an emphasis on fullbacks underlapping into the box, with the idea just to pack Atleti's box filled with City players ready for loose balls and crosses. The morning came of match day and I opened up my curtains. The sun was shining and I was feeling amazing. I knew that I wasn't starting this game again, but this time I just had a feeling maybe I can come off the bench. I've been training so hard and I know that my dream is so close. Then we arrive at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and my goodness, what a sight. The stadium is absolutely packed and there's a lot of atmosphere here. We're going to be taking on a huge names like in Julian Alvarez, who of course is a former Manchester City player. I take my seat on the bench and look around and just soak in the atmosphere. What a stadium this is. The players then filter out of the tunnel and we're moments away from kickoff. After drawing the game against Juventus, we really want to get a win this time out. But on paper, well, Atletico should actually be a tougher match for us than Juventus were. We eagerly await the kickoff and the manager is more focused than ever. Straight away, Cherki runs down the wing and Kushanov's underlap into the box sees him hit the ball straight into the goal. Pep's tactic works straight away. This man is a genius, and I feel great for my teammate Kushanov, who doesn't score many goals. 1-0, and it's a perfect start to the game on the boys. They try to fire back when this shot from outside the box just pulls wide, but it isn't too much of a threat, and the game carries on. Doku then gets the ball inside and passes it to Haaland, whose shot just brushes the side of the net. What a volley that would have been. His confidence is really growing in this pre-season, and I am enjoying watching it from the sidelines. Rodri then gets the ball into Haaland, who turns and passes it over to Doku. Doku with a one-on-one cuts inside and tries to curl it past the keeper, but the keeper makes a great save. Then Doku threads this incredible pass between 2 defenders to Haaland, who runs onto it and toe pokes it into the net. What a bizarre goal. He's just doing anything at this point. Doku and Haaland are really forming a great relationship. And now we're winning 2-0 and they haven't had a single shot on target. We feel this game is almost won. And that is when Pep comes over to the bench. He tells me to take off my training jacket and says I'm coming on. This is it. My boyhood dream is about to become true. Cherki runs off and I step onto the pitch as a professional Manchester City player. Although this is just a pre-season friendly and it won't go towards my career stats, this is such a huge moment for me. In my only attacking action with the ball, I try and take it down the line. The defender covers me, so I cut back, but he overcommits, so I manage to cross the ball, but it falls straight into the keeper's hands. I didn't have much time, honestly, to make an impact on the game, and the final whistle goes. A 2-0 win, and I just made my professional debut for Manchester City at 17 years old. Haaland was the star of the show with his toe-poke goal, and after the game, I have my first post-match interview. When I get back to the hotel, I spend the rest of the day on my phone. So many congratulations messages and posts about me on social media talking about my debut. It's crazy how in just 15 minutes on a football pitch, thousands of people suddenly know your name. After my debut, my confidence with the squad actually really started to improve. I felt I had finally settled in, become a real member of the team. I would usually play snooker or pool with Tijjani Reinders in the evenings after we had our team meal, though he was a lot better than me. During the day, me and Phil Foden would play a lot of FIFA, and I mean a lot. Team dinners were much more comfortable, and in training, I really came out of my shell. I thanked Pep for the opportunity, and I got some great advice from Phil Foden, who had also come through the academy under Pep. Then it was time to pack our bags for the last game of the pre-season tour. We had landed in Miami. The sun was nice and hot. We got off the plane and we got straight to our hotel to get some rest. And then we had our training camp to prepare for the last game of our pre-season tour. We were set to face Inter Miami, who had, of course, Lionel Messi in their team. A hero of mine and someone who I'd tried to base my playstyle off when I was growing up. We had a few great training sessions, and then Pep tells me that I will be starting against Miami. My gosh, the night before the game, I felt so much adrenaline. This was going to be my first start for Manchester City, and the lads were really excited for me, which helped. Before bed, I just sat and thought about making sure I don't make a mistake. Game day morning, I brushed my teeth and I tried to hold my nerves as the team and the rest of us went down to the lobby and made our way to Inter Miami Stadium. So much pink and black around, like playing in a real life flamingo. We step onto the pitch in the blazing sun as I prepare for my first full game as a starter for Manchester City. Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, Rodrigo de Paul, all starting for Inter Miami. This is an absolutely huge game, but on paper, well, we should win it easily. I take my deep breaths and I focus before the game kicks off. We start the match and I'm eager to get onto the ball. I finally receive it on the wing, but the defender is right onto me for the tackle. These guys are no mugs. I'm gonna need to be patient. Then I do get the ball into the box as I run down the line and try to cross it to Haaland with my right foot, but my cross smacks against the defender's hand and the referee blows for a penalty. Haaland steps up and smashes it to the side of the goal. 1-0, and I was definitely involved with making that goal. I'll count it as an assist in my head. Miami then play with the ball around our box, but Ryan Cherky makes the tackle, and I get the ball on the half turn. I send Haaland wide with a pass. Haaland's pace though is devastating, and he just doesn't stop running, and he hits it near post like a rocket. Even though he did most of the work, that's an assist for me. So clinical from the big man, and we're absolutely cruising in this game. 2-0, and they haven't had a single shot on our goal yet. We need to keep this up. Foden then puts Semenyo through. He outpaces the defender and hits it with his left foot, but it's a great save by the keeper. Then Haaland gets close to a hat-trick, but there's a close range save which is brilliant, and their goalie is stopping them from getting thrashed in this game. I then cut inside to try and create, but the defender takes me out. A realization of how physical it can be in the professional game. He rightly gets his yellow card, and we keep possession for the rest of the game before the final whistle goes, and a simple 2-0 win and an assist for me. Erling Haaland, yes, again, the star of the show. And after the match, I even asked Lionel Messi to swap shirts. He says yes and compliments my game today. This is my first swap shirt, and what a shirt to have. I'll be hanging this on my wall. What a tour this has been. We head back to the hotel and I feel absolute joy and excitement for next season. I play some pool with Reinders and I unwind for the evening, knowing I did the best that I could to be part of this team lineup for next season. My name's Leon and I'm a 17-year-old playing for Manchester City, and I just achieved my dream of making my debut for the first team while we were on our pre-season tour of the United States. Finishing it with getting Lionel Messi's match-worn shirt to take back to Manchester. We fly back to England the next day and have a couple of days off before preparation starts for the opening Premier League game. I get home to a warm greeting from my dad and my mum. They couldn't come to the tour, but stayed up late to watch every single game, even when they had work the next day. I got my Messi shirt framed by my local shop as soon as I got home. This memento will stay with me forever. It represents my debut for City, my first tour, my first professional games, and getting to play against an idol of mine ever since I was a child. I put it above my bed so I can look at it every single night. I'm hoping this gives me some motivation. But when I go back to school for my last year of sixth form, the lads and teachers gave me a great reception, congratulating me on my debut, and even my teammates from the academy were not even salty about it. I would do half a day at school and then head to training with the first team. But when I'm on my way out of the school this one day, I noticed a new girl holding a box of home-cooked cookies. I couldn't resist but go over and talk to her, even though I'm quite nervous. We get to speaking and I find that we actually have quite a lot in common. She says her name's Georgina and that she just moved to Manchester after living down south. She lets me try one of the biscuits and it's absolutely top tier. I'd even say God tier. And we spent ages just walking around the school and getting to know each other. Before training though, me and my dad had to go to reception as today was the day that I signed my first professional contract. This season, I'll actually be training with the first team and in the first team squad. Though I might not play every single game, the club has made an urgency for me to be put on a pro contract instead of a scholars contract like I was on last season. So other clubs can't steal me away. Pep comes downstairs along with the sporting director. I'll be making £18,000 per week. And it's a 3-year deal. It's not as much as some of my teammates, of course, but having this kind of money at 17 years old is absolutely huge. I mean, I can't even drive yet. After signing my new contract, I continue training with the first team. I've settled in now, and I feel comfortable, even forming a close bond with some of the lads. And then, quick as a flash, the new season started. I was on the bench for these games, as expected, just waiting for my opportunity to get on the pitch. We opened up the first game against Bournemouth, when Semenyo's pass goes to Haaland, who slots it in the top corner for a 1-0 win. In the second game, we were at home to Brighton, and this game proved to be a lot more eventful. Haaland's chip was controlled by Cherki, who curled it past the keeper, before Matoma runs on goal and curves it past Donnarumma to make it 1-1. Cherki then runs into the box and chips it to Haaland, who heads it into the net to make it 2-1. Semenyo's driving run with blistering pace nearly makes it 3, but it just goes wide. Before this challenge on Doku infuriates the crowd and results in a red card. Erling Haaland's simple pass into the net in the last 10 minutes of the game seals it at a 3-1 win. Our first away game to Leeds at Ellen Road was always going to be tough, but Rico Lewis, another academy graduate, opened the scoring in the first 5 minutes. Leeds then retaliate as Donnarumma's save is rebounded in by Dominic Calvert-Lewin to make it 1-1. Rodri's header across goal bounces off Aït-Nouri, whose shot is saved, but Cherki passes it into the open net. Leeds give us a scare in the last minute, but Donnarumma makes a great save and we win the game 2-1. Back at the Etihad, I'm on the bench again and still waiting for my first appearance, but they do not need me. When Haaland is slipped through, he smashes it in the bottom corner. Cherki then gets the ball on the edge of the box, beats the defender, then curls it in top bins. Doku then tries to cut inside, and the defender's tackle magically arrives at Haaland's feet. He passes it into the net, and we're absolutely cruising. What an interesting goal that was. Igor Thiago nearly scores for Nottingham Forest when he turns with the ball and shoots. But then Ait Nouri's cross into Haaland nearly adds another for us, but it's a good save from Sells. Back at school, in between games, Georgina has actually gone out of her way and has cooked me a huge tub of high protein foods to help me reach my protein goals whilst I'm at school, as I mentioned it when we were on our walk. She's been doing everything she can to support me, and I feel as we grow closer, she's becoming a huge part of my team. After eating lunch at training, Ruben Diaz comes and tells me that Pep Guardiola wants to see me in his office before leaving the building. I go to see Pep, and he tells me that he's seen that I've been working so hard, and that in the upcoming League Cup game away to Blackburn Rovers, I will be on the starting lineup. So this is it. The next morning comes, and at 8 PM, I'll be making my League Cup debut for Manchester City. I wake up and just look into the ceiling. Over a month into the new season, and I'm about to make my proper debut. This is not a pre-season friendly. I look out the window and I feel so nervous. Even thinking to myself, would it have been better for him to not tell me I was starting the day before than it would have been to tell me? I had hours to think about it, and it's been driving me mad. After brushing my teeth and having a shower, I head back to my room and get ready for the day. In the kitchen, my mum has already made me some eggs for breakfast. She tells me not to worry and not to be nervous for the game, but it's literally impossible. But on the bus heading to Blackburn, I sit next to Erling, who gives me some encouragement. Though as we get closer to the stadium, my nerves actually start to turn into adrenaline, and I'm starting to feel really pumped up for the game. I'm 17, I'm playing professional football for Manchester City. There's no expectation here. I need to just go out and enjoy it. We arrive at the stadium at about 7 PM, and Pep tells us what he needs us to do. He wants us to focus on high press and making forward runs through the middle. He wants me to take the ball inside when I can and thread it into the strikers in the centre. And whilst this is going on, my dad makes his way to the stadium from Manchester. He'll be in the away end, and I'm so glad that he's going to finally watch me play for the first team in person. We'll take our last couple of electrolytes before we head into the main stage. Under the lights in a League Cup game away to Blackburn Rovers. My dad finds his way into the stadium and he heads inside after meeting up with some other Man City fans. And here we go. The atmosphere is so different to how it was in the pre-season tour, not to mention how much colder it is. The City fans are in full voice, and I take up my position on the pitch. I'm absolutely pumped up for it now, and I just need to make sure that I do what I've been told to do and do it properly. My dad watches on, extremely proud. What a day this is for our family. Marmoush kicks off the game and we make a great start. I get my first touches of the ball and I quickly release it, trying to just keep it simple at first. But then I get the ball wide and I use my body to shield it. The defender backs off and that gives me space to put in a cross. Marmoush wins the header, but the keeper makes a great save near post. What an assist that would have been for me. But it's given me confidence that I can actually keep up with the pace, which is big. From the resulting corner, Matheus Nunes picks up the ball and crosses it into a similar position that I did. This time Marmoush puts more power onto it and it goes past the Blackburn goalkeeper to make it 1-0. Absolute limbs in the away end, and my dad's loving it. Literally a carbon copy of the cross that I did, but this time Marmoush made sure he scored. Scoring early in the first half is vital, as we know too well that the crowd can start to influence the match in these cup games with their atmosphere. Foden then receives the ball on the edge of the box, and his curler just skims past the post. Incredible technique and literally just unlucky, and that would have made it 2-0. I then pass the ball into Matheus Nunes, who does a great underlap, and his cross goes to Marmoush again, but the keeper makes a great save. We really need to take our chances. Blackburn then give us a scare when they have their first shot of the entire game, but Johnson's shot just pulls wide. though I'm sure James Trafford would have had it covered. The whistle goes for half-time and we head down the tunnel. We're leading the game just 1-0. I take a much-needed drink in the changing room as Pep Guardiola gives his team talk. He wants us to move the ball quicker and be much more clinical in front of goal. The second half starts and almost immediately Semenyo's cross nearly falls to my feet, but the defender does a bizarre clearance into his own goal. He almost finished it like a striker into his own net. And just like that, we now lead 2-0. And then Marmoush puts the game to bed when he's put through by Phil Foden and gives this absolute rocket past the keeper. 3-0 now, going into the 70th minute. The travelling fans are completely over the moon, and I even noticed my dad in the crowd. Blackburn nearly gave us a shock though when their shot on the edge of the box beats James Trafford and smacks off the crossbar. Every time I try to get the ball, I do my best to cut inside and try and make that pass. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, and then the final whistle goes and we win, meaning we're through to the next round of the League Cup. Marmoush, man of the match, and his great vibes on the bus back to Manchester. I wish I could have scored, but I know I'll get my chance to play again at some point this season. The next day, Georgina comes to my house as we're about to celebrate my League Cup debut for Manchester City. She comes with a big pot of home-cooked food and my mum answers the doors. Amazing vibes as they give each other a warm embrace. My mum compliments her cooking and they wait for me to come downstairs. I come down and my legs are aching from the game the day before, but I'm so happy to see Georgina as I think she needs to be involved in the celebrations. We take a moment to catch up before my dad comes into the hall with a big bottle of champagne. Non-alcoholic for me, of course. We go into the living room and spend the rest of the day celebrating my official Manchester City debut with drinks, laughs and great vibes. Now this is just the start of the new season. And with more cup games to come, I'm certain that Pep will give me the chance to play again soon. But first, I need to give you guys a quick notice. You lot have been amazing in supporting the channel. With your comments and likes, it's really helped to keep things going. And though these videos are my passion, they do cost money and a lot of time to make. So I'd just like to let you guys know that there is now the ability to become a member here on YouTube to support this channel. There's both a supporters club and an ultras club tier. I'll be shouting out the members at the end of the videos, and some ultras will even have the chance to appear in the career mode series as a character. No pressure though guys, a like and a subscribe goes an absolute long way to helping this channel grow, and I'd like to give a special shout out to my first ever member, who is Aries Season 9715. You are a legend, mate. Thank you so much for the support. And thank you so much for the support to everyone else, guys. And that is that. Stay tuned for what Leon does next in the cinematic career mode. Thank you again. Bye-bye. My name's Leon and I'm a 17-year-old playing for Manchester City, and I just made my League Cup debut in a 3-0 win over Blackburn Rovers. Since that game, we've returned to training and I've been working so hard to get my fitness up to where it needs to be. One thing that I noticed in the last game was that playing at this level takes a lot out of you. The speed in which the ball moves and the speed in which you need to play at consistently to keep up with the game, it feels like double the amount that I was used to at academy level. After making a couple of appearances and training with the first team, Pep now has a much better idea of how he wants to use me on the pitch. He tells me that my lack of pace though is hindering my performances on the wing. He says that he feels that I might actually perform better from a central position where I can use my close ball control to create chances without the need to use my pace, similar to Bernardo Silva. He says that when he uses me next, he will play me on the wing again where I'm used to and comfortable, but he will be training me to play centrally over the next couple of months. And he's right. Compared to the other wingers in the team, like Semenyo, Savinho and Doku, I'm absolutely nowhere near them in terms of speed. The next game, I was on the bench, and we were at home against Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. And in that game, it didn't take long before Phil Foden's cross found Semenyo in the centre of the box, who simply headed it past Vicario to make it 1-0. And that lead was immediately put at risk when Xavi Simons picked the ball up on the edge of the box, he cut inside, and he tried to curl it in the top corner, but Donnarumma makes the save. From the following corner, Solanke's header also forced a great save from the keeper. They get a corner again, but Nico O'Reilly heads it clear. Doku then picks it up and makes a great break, finding Erling Haaland, who gets the one-on-one. Simply done, he scores 2-0. Erling just being way too quick for the defenders, absolutely rapid, they can't keep up, and he's so cool in front of goal. At this point, it looks like we're taking home the 3 points, but then Tottenham pull one back when Tell runs in and smashes it in with his left foot, right into the top corner of our net. Absolutely no way Donnarumma was going to save that. A ridiculous goal, but pretty much against the run of play. We then get a penalty, and Haaland simply converts it into the top right corner, making the game 3-1. With the clock starting to wind down, the final whistle goes and it's job done. Away to Wolves, Haaland scores again when he passes it into the bottom corner. Silva's shot is then saved, but Jeremy Doku converts the rebound. 2-0 win away from home. Now, when the lads head off for their Champions League game in Portugal, I'm actually given a few days off as I'm not part of the 25-man squad for the Champions League group stage. And I take that time to complete my driving lessons and finally do my driving test. We take a nice journey through the country roads of Greater Manchester, and after about 40 minutes of driving, the instructor gives her feedback and tallies up to see if I passed. Now, can I pass first time? Of course I can. I'm officially able to drive, and the first thing I do is I head to the dealership with my dad. Now, I need to be smart about this, and trying to buy a Lamborghini at 17 years old for my first car isn't smart. My budget is around 50-60,000, and it needs to be something I won't hurt myself in. The dealer takes us around the shop before I fall in love with a Mercedes E-Class in a wrapped matte grey that is right in my price range, and it's not too flashy. A 40-litre twin-turbo V8 with over 600 horsepower. The grills are sleek, cherry red brake calipers on the wheels, the interior's fresh, the leather's comfortable, and I have to say I am very lucky to be able to have this kind of vehicle as my first ever car. I spend some time with a salesman who shows me all the bells and whistles, then I sign the papers to agree a finance agreement for 2 years. I get my keys, and just a couple of days later, I'm back at training. Pep brings us in for a team meeting where he wants to go over tactics. The lads won 2-0 away against Sporting in the Champions League game that I missed, and everyone was in a good mood. The next game, we were at home to Newcastle in the League Cup, and sticking to his promise to play me in the cup games, Pep announced the team and I was starting. He said that Newcastle have a great defensive record and that breaking them down will be difficult. We finish up the meeting, and the following Wednesday night, we set up under the lights for the Newcastle game at home in the League Cup. Now, this was an extra big game for me because it was my first game at the Etihad. Even though I've been training as an attacking mid, Pep put me on the wing as it's what I'm used to in these games. Newcastle were playing a really strong team, and I was up against Lewis Hall on that left back, who has emerged as one of the best left backs in the league. There's a good atmosphere, but there's also a sense of expectation. The fans expect us to win and win comfortably. But this is expected at a big club like Manchester City. Early on, Yohan Wissa puts Anthony Gordon through, and he puts the ball onto his left foot and shoots it low. James Trafford makes a great save with his feet. He picks up the ball and actually tells me to move wide. He rolls the ball to Nunes, who passes it into me. I cut inside and pass it to Marmoush. He gives me the ball back in a 1-2 and I run down the wing, but Lewis Hall catches up. So I cut back and cross the ball to Haaland, but Nick Pope makes the save. Marmoush then takes a free kick. He puts it into the box, but it goes too deep. Doku recovers it before it runs out and passes it into Rodri, who crosses it back into the box. But in doing so, the ball hits Livramento's hand. The ref blows his whistle and we have a penalty. Erling Haaland steps up and, as expected, he smashes it wide. He usually scores every penalty, but this time he puts too much power on it. The whole stadium is disappointed. But with the way we're playing, we should get another chance at least pretty soon. I then get the ball with Lewis Hall tight onto me. I first touch it into the middle, then I make a run behind. Haaland gives it back to me, and my lack of pace means the defenders catch up pretty easily. I tried to cut back inside, but the defenders smother me, and we get a corner. From the corner, Rodri gives it into Nunes. Then Rodri puts the ball into the box. Newcastle clear it, and Guéhi recovers it, putting it wide to Doku. Doku finds Marmoush on the edge of the box, who tries to put it in the top corner, but it's a great save from Nick Pope yet again. He is absolutely on form tonight. Doku then gives the ball into Haaland. He hits it with an incredible amount of power, but it just goes wide. And the whistle goes for half time, and it's 0-0. We really need to take our chances going into the second half. I kick off the game after the break, and we lose it, and Newcastle work a huge chance. Marc Guéhi doing enough to put off the striker and block it for a corner. From the corner, Trafford makes a great save, but Rodri falls over him when trying to clear it, and Joe Linton passes it into the empty net. What a terrible goal to concede, so unlucky. And in a game where we've missed so many chances, Newcastle find themselves in front. Pep brings on Semenyo and puts me central. We both link up right away when Semenyo gives it me inside the box. I cut inside and try to shoot, but Dan Murn makes the block. Things are just really not going our way in this game. Late on, Rodri gives me the ball and I give it to Reinders with my first touch. He puts Haaland through, but Lewis Hall makes the tackle, and it just isn't enough, and the final whistle goes and Newcastle are through to the next round of the League Cup. Another game where I couldn't score or get an assist. I'm still waiting for my first Manchester City goal, but I can definitely tell that I'm starting to improve and be more confident on the ball. I started taking my car to school, and I would wait for Georgina at the gates. She would leave the school and look for me in the car park. We would spend about an hour relaxing and talking. As with me juggling both school and football, it's been difficult for us to spend much time together. I'd usually drive her home and I'd get some much needed practice in the car. But with us out of the League Cup, I was a bit nervous about when my next appearance might be. Georgina said to just keep training hard and my time will come. The next game was away to Liverpool at Anfield, and Florian Wirtz opened the scoring with a curled effort into the goal. Haaland then equalised with his weak foot, and the stadium was absolutely bouncing as this was a big game in the title race. Ekitike then puts Liverpool back in the lead with a low-driven shot cut across Donnarumma, making it 2-1. Haaland then puts Doku through and he toe pokes it into the net. 2-2, the final score, and a hard-fought point away at Anfield. Back at home, we played newly promoted Coventry City. Doku nearly continues his scoring streak when his effort just pulls wide before Coventry forced Donnarumma into a save. They nearly put this shot into the top corner before this cross with the outside of the foot is converted with an excellent header. A shock defeat at home to Coventry, and the next game we were also at home against West Ham. Pep was furious after the last game and threatened to make changes for this game. And there was a few rotations, but I was still on the bench, just hoping to get my chance to get on the pitch. We started the game perfectly when Cherki's shot was saved. Foden then puts the ball into Semenyo, who converts it to make it 1-0. Doku then scores with his left foot, making it 2-0. We are absolutely dominating the game. Doku's shot is then saved, and then so is Cherki's, as the attacks just keep on coming. Cherki shoots again, but this time it's wide, before he turns in the box and manages to convert it under pressure. We're absolutely cruising, going into the last 30 minutes of the game. Then, with surprise, Pep comes over to me on the bench. He says he wants me to come on and play centrally, like I have been in training. So this is it. I'm making my Premier League debut. Coming on as a sub while we're winning, I need to show that I've been listening in training and that I can put what I've learnt from Pep into action during the game. From West Ham's corner, Donnarumma makes the save. He rolls it out to Nunes, who gives it to Semenyo, and he plays a 1-2 with me. Then he sends Haaland on his way, whose pace and power is just too much. He cuts inside and slots it home. I'm really happy to be involved in the build-up, and it starts to really give me the energy to fill my role in the middle. I even start to really get stuck in defensively, and I'm really taking my press seriously. Playing in the middle means sometimes dropping deep, and it feels good to help out at the back. Later on though, West Ham score this freak goal as the striker twists with the ball and fires it into the roof of the net. A really good goal, but only a consolation. I start to pick up the ball deep and begin to dictate the play. Short passes, and I can use my skills to run through the middle, without the need to be fast. I then pick up the ball in the box and cut back with skill. I shoot, but it hits the post. What a goal that would have been on my Premier League debut. And my quest to score my first Manchester City goal continues. The final whistle goes, and in just 30 minutes, this was definitely the best display from me in the first team. And I have a feeling that my position from now on might be in the middle. So after making my Premier League debut, I've wrapped up 3 first team appearances for Manchester City. The FA Cup games are soon to begin, and I'm hopeful that we can get far in that, and I can make more appearances. My name is Leon. I am 17 years old and I play for Manchester City. Right now, I'm still fighting for more minutes. I'm still trying to prove myself. This week was not just about football, and I think I needed that. It still plays a big part in everything I do, but there were a few moments where I actually slowed down a bit and just took things in. Monday after the West Ham game, things started pretty normally, but I felt more relaxed than usual, not overthinking things as much, especially after the last game. Playing in midfield again and doing well there was still in my head. I just want to do what's best for the team. School was standard, nothing major going on, just getting through lessons and trying to stay focused. I caught myself drifting a bit, thinking about football, but it was more reflective than stressful. At lunch, I spent most of my time with Georgina, my girlfriend. We just sat outside for a bit, talking about random things. It was simple, but it helped me switch my mind off. Training for the week was fairly light as we began preparation for the next few games. Now, the next few games I was on the bench, and we started off at Craven Cottage away, when Haaland's early shot was just saved by the keeper. After a 0-0 against Fulham, Haaland then put this goal into the top bins after a pass from Semenyo. A great start to the game away from home. He then turned in the box and smacked it top bins again. 2-0 and 2 goals for Haaland. Brilliant first half. Semenyo then got the ball, put it back inside, and Haaland completed his hat-trick in exactly the same spot, top bins yet again. He is on form. A shot is then put in right to Haaland's path. Of course, who else? 4 goals for Haaland in this game. And to complete it, he gets a 5th. Top bins again. 5-0. A huge win. And we're starting to get close in the title race. In the next game, Doku found himself curling it in to make it 1-0 against Chelsea. Just opened up his body and put it in the far post. Doku was then involved again as he clipped the ball over to Semenyo, who was just an easy shot. Near post, the keeper had absolutely no chance with the amount of power that he gets on it. But then we go away to Tottenham and it did not start well. Dominic Solanke absolutely rockets this header into the net. Donnarumma couldn't catch it and even bounced off Rodri. Later on, Xavi Simons just went through the entire edge of the box and just passed it into that far post. I mean, it was tough and we lost the game 2-0. After the last game, I went straight home. We all sat down for dinner, which does not always happen during the week. And Dad started going through my game against West Ham again, breaking things down like he always does. He spoke about the midfield role and how different it looked. I could tell he was impressed, even though he still pointed out some things to improve. Later that night, I just sat in my room for a while, no distractions, just thinking. I was going over how quickly things have changed recently. A couple of weeks ago, I was only focused on playing on the wing. Now I'm being trusted in midfield as well. The next day was a bit busier. School in the morning, then straight to training. The next game was in the FA Cup, and I knew I was going to be starting because Pep told me before training that I'd be starting in central midfield again. The training session was intense though. We started building play from deeper areas, just focusing on the midfield again. There was a short spell in training where everything just clicked. Quick passes, good movement, everything flowing. These moments do not last long, but they stand out. They show you what you're really capable of and gave me a huge confidence boost for the FA Cup game. After training, I met Georgina. We went out for a bit, nothing planned, just getting out. We ended up walking around and talking. She asked about how things are going with the position change. I explained how it's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. She could tell that I meant it this time. The night before the game was quiet though. I stayed at home, had dinner and tried to relax. But there's always something in the back of your mind. Match day came around quickly, same feeling as always, a mix of nerves and excitement. At the stadium, the atmosphere was already building. Inside, everything became focused again. The manager went through the plan, explaining how we're going to approach the game. He made it clear I needed to be ready for either position. Now the expectation here was extremely strong. Of course it was. We were the favourites and everybody expected us to win, clearly. But there was a little bit of pressure on me because, look, I'm playing in midfield. I've got a big part to play in this game, and if we lose, I'm a part of it. So to start the game, I just try and do my thing as I usually do, keeping possession, controlling the ball, making passes at the right time, and I managed to get the ball in the middle. I pass it out wide to Foden, who passes it back inside, and I cut in and I shoot, and it goes wide. And I should have taken one more touch. I should have took one more touch and put it on my left foot, but I panicked, I cut in and I just shot. I thought I just need to take the shot before I get closed down, and I panicked. But this is a thing that as I gain more experience, I will be able to improve on. Such a chance going wide. Anyway, the game carries on and Núñez gets the ball out wide to Savinho. He passes it back in and I get the ball. I try and run around the defender, but he takes me out with a slide tackle, and I tell you that I was in pain. A strong challenge, but at least I'm finding out that I can beat some of these players. Of course, he gets a yellow card. The game carries on, and Middlesbrough actually start to work some chances of their own. They get the ball out wide, and they cross it into the box. Rodri gets it clear. Then they win the header again. They shoot, and it hits Marc Guéhi's hand, and the referee blows his whistle. It's a penalty to Middlesbrough, and they have a chance to actually cause a little bit of an upset here. I mean, it's so tight. I mean, where's his hand supposed to go? But that is handball, and Whittaker steps up to take the penalty. He goes wide. A shock miss, and maybe that's the only chance Middlesbrough will get for the rest of the game. But Whittaker misses the chance, and we get away with one. From the resulting goal kick, Trafford passes the ball to Guardiola, who gives it back in to Guéhi. Núñez cuts back to Guéhi, and we pass it around. I get the ball and I pass it to Rodri, and there's a load of space in the middle of the park. He puts a brilliant through ball to Savinho, and his pace is too much. He opens up to shoot, and Haaland scores the rebound, and it's an absolute heartbreaker for Middlesbrough fans. I mean, they literally just had a penalty. We go up the other end, and we put the ball in the net. Doku then gets the ball and passes it inside to Foden. He gives it to me and I shoot again, but this one's even further wide than the last one. Middlesbrough then get their chance again when they work the ball through the centre of the pitch. The attacking midfielder gets it in and he puts it through. We manage to get a block, but it still stays to them and they keep retention. He tries to block it, but it hits Núñez's hand now, and it's 2 penalties. I mean, that one shouldn't be a penalty. It hits his leg and then bounces and then hits his hand, but the referee gives it. And there's, of course, no VAR in this FA Cup game. So Whittaker has the chance to make up for his first penalty miss, and he scores it. He goes for the exact same position. This time he gets it on target in the top corner. James Trafford was never going to save that. And it's 1-1 and we have a game on our hands. We start to get the ball through in the middle of the park, just trying to edge these defenders off of me, and I managed to do so, but the whistle goes. Half time and it's 1-1. And there's a disappointing feeling. I mean, I feel like I've done my part. I've had 2 shots, but I have to make up for things in the second half. And I try to do so when Savinho heads the ball to me and I go on a run. I pass it out wide to Savinho, who cuts back in. He gives it back to me. I do a step over and I try and curl it. Oh, but that one's wide as well. And this would have been probably one of the best goals I've ever scored. When I just got the ball here, just trying to just get that space, and I thought, screw it, let me just try and curl it. I nearly did my job, but it goes wide. The game carries on and Doku gets it wide. He gives it into me and I do a step over and just space opens up for me. I shoot and it goes into the net. And I cannot believe it. I have just scored my first ever Manchester City goal. And let me tell you, it's taken a few opportunities to do so. But this step over and going around the outside, I just smashed it. As soon as the game opened up, the goal opened up, I just smashed it as hard as I could. And luckily it went into the far corner. My first goal, I'm so proud. It's took me a couple of tries, but I'm there. The game carries on and Savinho gets it in midfield and Middlesbrough are gassing out at this point. Foden gets the ball and shoots, but the keeper makes a great save. Doku keeps it in play, who crosses it to Haaland, but the keeper grabs the ball. Haaland then comes off. What a game he's had, and Marmoush comes on. 2-1 the scoreline still, and we still have a lot to play for. Before Semenyo runs in and puts the game to bed. Just brilliant football from us. Semenyo, who also came on, just running through and just curls it into the far post. Keeper was never going to save it. And then we just continue from there. I mean, I make the pass into Marmoush, who runs in, through on goal and scores. And that's an assist for me. And to be honest, after it went 2-1, Middlesbrough just had absolutely no answers for us. I mean, they just couldn't keep up with the play. I mean, I have to say, what a game I'm having here. I mean, this is a goal and an assist and quite a few shots taken, and this is from playing in central midfield. Something that I'm playing in a way that I just wasn't able to do when I was playing on the wing. When I was on the wing, I was just being closed out. And then the final whistle goes and everybody is absolutely gassed, especially me. I've just scored my first Manchester City goal. Yes, it's come against a lower league opposition in a championship team, but nonetheless, I'm in the history books. I have scored for Manchester City, and that is all I care about. Walking off the pitch felt different. The fans were still shouting, some of them calling my name. In the changing room, a few lads came over, patting me on the back, talking about the goal. It was all quick, but it meant something. The energy was good, the music was on, people talking, but it still kind of was all just replaying in my head over and over again. The goal, the moment. When I got home, it felt like a proper moment. Mum hugged me straight away. Dad was already talking about the game again, but this time you could hear it in his voice. He was so proud. We sat down together for a bit, just going over everything. Not too serious, just enjoying it. Later on, I saw Georgina. We kept it simple, just spending time together, talking about the game, the goal, everything. She kept bringing it up. I could tell she was just as happy as I was. For once, I was not thinking about what I could have done better. I was not going over the mistakes in my head. I was just enjoying it. It felt so good, because moments like this do not come around all the time. My first goal for Manchester City at 17, and sitting there that night, I genuinely felt on top of the world.
My name's Leon. I'm 17 years old and I play for Manchester City. And right now, we're coming to the end of the season. In my last game in the Cup, I actually scored my first goal against Middlesbrough, but the league games are coming up and we're about to play Everton away from home. We sit in second place and Liverpool, well, they're a few points ahead. We have just 4 games to go and we need to get the wins. I haven't played much game time in the league, not at all. But if I keep grinding, Hopefully I can get some time on the pitch, especially as a sub. And that all starts here, the Hill Dickinson Stadium, as it gets to the 57th minute and Semenyo is coming off as Pep Guardiola tells me it's time. We're winning 1-0 after Marmoush scored the opening goal just a few minutes prior. Now, starting this game, I'm actually playing wide. On my first touch of the ball, I just tried to put the ball inside. Now, I hadn't actually played too much football in the league. Only a few appearances, and most of them coming on as a sub. But playing in the Premier League, the experience I'm getting every single time I get onto the pitch is so important. I need to impress. Núñez gives it to Bernardo. Rodri, I make the run out wide, but Ulrich clears the ball. I tried to get back for Grealish, but we managed to get the ball clear. O'Brien gives it to Garner, who gives it to Dewsbury Hall, and his shot from outside the box is easily saved by Donnarumma. He puts it out wide to Carvajal, and I have a bit of a run on the defender, but my confidence just isn't there. I cut inside and pass it, and Dyer then gets the ball to Ulrich. He gives it to Beto, and it comes back to Ulrich, but it's offside. Marmoush then comes off, and Ryan Cherki comes on. The most important thing here is that we actually see out the points, because if we drop points, there's absolutely no way we're going to win the league. No way, especially with the way that Liverpool are playing at the moment. I make a run down the wing, and Reinders finds me. I notice that Haaland's making the run inside, but I just want to get to the byline. I cut back in and go for the cross, and surely that's a handball, and it is. Unfortunately for us, it was just outside the box, so no penalty here. Haaland crosses the ball in, and I go for the header, but it's cleared away by O'Brien. And Everton have a break, which is gotten by us, and I managed to get the scraps on the edge of the box. Oh, I tried to give the ball into Núñez, but I give it away. Pep Guardiola shouting at me on the sidelines. And this is a massive break here for Ndiaye, but luckily he's offside, and with just 12 minutes to go in the game, we're really, really in a bad area. We managed to work a bit of a run here. Cherki. And at this moment, I'm just trying to get into the box. He crosses it in. I'm not there, and it's a brilliant piece of defending. Grealish picks up the ball on the edge of the box. He cuts inside. And it's a free header for Dewsbury Hall, but Donnarumma makes the save again. And he gives the ball to Carvajal, who gives the ball into me. I try and beat the defender Ulrich, but he just takes it off of me, and it's poor play from me. And I need to get back. Grealish gets the ball. He crosses it in. Donnarumma's there again. And he plays it short again. This time I just give the ball in, and the final whistle goes. I didn't really have any impact on this game, but we win the game 1-0, and that is huge. After the game, I give my congrats to Donnarumma, who really saved us. And walking off the pitch, it's another game. It's another 3 points. I'm just happy to be involved in the squad, and it's on to the next one. After the game, I just can't help but feel just a little disappointed in myself. I gave the ball away a couple of times, and I just feel like I'm struggling. When it comes to the cup games, it's so simple for me. And even sometimes in the Premier League, when I come on and we're playing at home and we're already winning 4-5-0, but it's so difficult in these Premier League games, especially away from home or against good opposition. It's so difficult for me to make such an impact. It's something I really need to improve on. But I need to get my head clear, and we need to focus on the next game. Now in the next game, it's 0-0, but I'm coming on as a substitution for Bernardo Silva, who picks up a slight knock. There's only 10 minutes to go, and it's 0-0 against Brentford. I just need to play the game simple, make the right passes, and let the better players in front of me play their part. The main thing is I'm playing in central midfield, which is so important for me. But we start off quick as Semenyo gets the ball, and Marmoush makes the header, but it's just wide. Huge opportunity for us there to take the lead. And as I said in the last game, 3 points is vital. Foden gets the ball, and I make myself available for Semenyo. He doesn't go for me. Rodri then wins it, and I get the ball, my first touches of the ball. I see Marmoush making a run, and I play it through to him. He gives it to Haaland, who gives it to Rodri. Back to me. Oh, but my pass is intercepted by Almayuk. And Brentford have a break. He crosses it in and hits John Stones and goes out for a corner. And Brentford nearly score from the corner. They hit the crossbar. And my goodness, we are making things difficult for ourselves. Now, when I get the ball, I'm just trying to play things simple. Nothing too crazy. But the main thing is Carvajal then gets the ball. Marmoush makes the run, and that is a brilliant save from Kelleher. But the whistle goes as it's just offside. But what a goal that would have been. We're getting close here, guys. 6 minutes left. Stones gives me the ball. But I'm just not strong enough, and again, I lose it. I'm trying my best every single time that I get the ball, but the problem is I'm just struggling with the physicality. Foden gives the ball in to me. I pass it to Rodri, who plays it wide to Ake, but it's cut out yet again. Ball comes in, and I notice Foden makes the run, so I give it out wide. Semenyo then comes in. He crosses the ball over to Haaland, who could give it to me, but it just misses me. Foden then goes for the next bit. I managed to make the tackle, and the shot goes in. And does that count as an assist? Phil Foden smacks it into the top of the net, and we are still in the title race. The defender just tries to come away with it, but my tackle is strong enough and it just falls perfectly for Phil Foden, who turns and then smacks it into the roof of the net. Kelleher had absolutely no chance of saving that. And this could be a vital 3 points. I've not had a great game since coming on as a sub, but that goal contribution, that assist, that keeps us in this. My tackle again, and I see Marmoush make the run. I give him some support out wide. I pass it back into him, Marmoush. He gives it to Haaland, who shoots and nearly makes it 2-0. Now, I've never been known for my tackling, but I am absolutely getting stuck in. My passing and my tackling is really coming through in the end of this game, and it looks like we're going to get the win. I then notice that they're going on the break, and I try and bust a gut to get back. Janelt gets the ball, and they manage to get the ball into the box. Carvajal's there, but the shot is there, and Donnarumma makes the save. He plays it short to me, and we just pass it around until the final whistle inevitably goes, and it does. Now, as I said before, not my best performance at all. Again, just struggling with the physicality. But at the end of the game, after making that tackle that which led to Foden's goal, I really started to get stuck in. And again, I mean, as coming from the academy as a skillful winger, I'm really starting to find my own in central midfield. Maybe as a box-to-box player. But nevertheless, 3 points, and we are very happy in the changing room. But unfortunately, Liverpool win their games in hand, meaning that they do lift the title. I've only played a handful of games this season, so I didn't really have any say in us winning the title this season. But yeah, it's a shame to miss out. But coming in for the last game of the season, the manager tells me I am going to play against Aston Villa. I'm going to start. This is massive because starting a game in the Premier League is different gravy. I'll be playing alongside Reinders in midfield, Marmoush playing on the left and Semenyo on the right, Haaland up front. Well, despite us not being able to win the league, It is a packed house here for the last game of the season, and what an honour it is to start a Premier League match. He's rotated the squad a little bit. I'll be playing in midfield alongside Reinders, who also hasn't played too much this season. Marmoush is on the left, Haaland up front, Semenyo on the right. Now at this moment in time, I have absolutely no idea how my future is going to be going into next season. I don't know if I've been good enough to actually impress Pep. If he brings in a new central midfielder, I may have to go out on loan or maybe even be sold. All I can do is try and impress as much as possible in this last game. But playing against Aston Villa, one of the top teams in the league, in a game that doesn't mean much, well, it might be difficult for me. But let's see how we get on. So the game kicks off and immediately I'm getting stuck in trying to get them tackles in, just like I did in the last game. I actually do. I get a tackle on Harvey Elliott to start the game off, and I pick up the ball in midfield and try to work it wide. Reinders then picks up the ball in midfield, but it's cut out again, and it's quite the battle in the centre of the pitch. And again, I get stuck in tackling Watkins, but Douglas Luiz takes it off me, and I am quite a lucky boy because that was close. I mean, I get this brilliant tackle on Watkins, but then I just get too confident with it. But luckily, Donnarumma is there to make the save from Douglas Luiz's shot. Now we need to defend the corner. They cross it in, and Dumfries makes another save from Donnarumma. He has been incredible this game. This time they go short from the corner, and it's Leon Bailey against me. Allow the cross, but Donnarumma makes the catch. Semenyo then brings the ball in. Reinders, and we get the ball in the edge of the box. Haaland and Marmoush goes for a quite audacious effort, which is just wide. I feel like he just didn't quite catch it the way that he would have wanted to. Almost trying to finesse it into the net, which isn't like him. He's usually a power first kind of guy. Elliott picks the ball up in the middle of the pitch and I miss my tackle. They give the ball into Buendia. I'm rushing to get back into the box. Elliott picks it up again, but this time my tackle is strong. Now, who knew I had the ability to make these tackles? I mean, I'm tackling big players here. We managed to get the ball on the break here with Nathan Ake. I try and stand on the edge of the box just to wait for something to come in, but the ball goes for a corner. And guess what? It's going to be me to take the corner. I put it into the box, trying to go for the centre. But Douglas Luiz gets it clear. Rodri picks it up. Semenyo. And we just do too much passing. Semenyo picks it up wide. Maatsen makes the block. And we're just pressuring the high press here. But they manage to pass it around us. Aston Villa then get themselves another corner, which Reinders gets it clear. Kamara gets the ball, and he shoots. And luckily that one goes wide. I mean, Watkins had a couple of chances in this game. Donnarumma this time not making the save. What a chance this is from the corner. Just cuts inside and curls it. Luckily it goes wide. So I pick the ball up, just trying to slow the game down. But then this wild tackle from Leon Bailey goes in behind me, and I'm not happy with that. I do not want to get injured at this point in my career. I mean, he's nowhere near me. Reckless, and he gets a yellow. I make a good interception there from Watkins and pass it through to the defenders. Bailey then takes the ball up the wing. He cuts inside. I try and stay with him, just edging him onto the box. He gets the ball into Watkins, and Watkins forces a save from Donnarumma. And again, we're relying on our goalkeeper to keep us in this game. We've not had any attacks, really. The ball comes in, and Watkins beats me to the header, and he has had so many opportunities to score. And Pep is not happy with us at the moment. I mean, we're just giving away chances left, right. I managed to cut the ball out in the middle of the park. And I'm almost playing as a defensive midfielder at this point. Then Semenyo gives me the ball. I give it back to him. We do it again. and he tries to cut the ball into Haaland, but the defender cuts it out. I'll pick up the ball in the edge of the box. Give it out to Semenyo. I notice that Marmoush has space, so I give it into him. I'll try and make a run through the middle, but Ezri Konsa cuts me out. I mean that I need to do more attacking wise, and this is what I'm trying to do, make these runs into the box. This one was close. I pick up the ball in the middle of the park, but Douglas Luiz is there. Buendia then gets the ball wide to Maatsen, who plays it in, but Ruben Diaz is absolutely there like a warrior. I tackle Douglas Luiz and I make a long-range cross to Marmoush, which doesn't go to plan, but Marmoush picks the ball up. He gives it into Reinders, who gives the ball into me, and there's a heap of space, but they cut me out. Reinders gives the ball into me. I'm just waiting for someone to make a run. Haaland does. Marmoush finds the ball in there as well, and he tries to pass, but there's just no room to make that pass. And we have a break on here. The ball comes into Haaland, who passes it to me. I'm trying to look for the run, but there's just no one there. Semenyo gets the ball, who crosses it over to Ake. Marmoush has it on the edge of the box, and he puts it into me. And what an opportunity that was. But my shot goes wide. We make some changes. Ake coming off, and it's Nunez coming on. What an opportunity that was to win the game. I mean, Marmoush's pass is perfect this time, and it does get to me, but I'm just off target. Not really good enough from me. I should have found that bottom corner. I snatched at it. But there we go. Managed to get the ball in the edge of the box again. A bit of skill, and I can see Haaland's going in the box there. I give him the shot, the pass, but his shot is saved. And I think just like in the last game, I'm just starting to get more involved in these matches towards the end of the game. We managed to get one more break in the last minute of the match, but the referee blows his whistle and it's 0-0 to end the season. And that is the end of the season. And as a 17-year-old, I've made a handful of appearances both in the Premier League and in the Cups. And I have to say, I'm happy, I'm proud of myself. I've managed to even score my first goal for Manchester City. And at 17 years old, I can't have too much expectation. And I don't think that Pep has too much expectation for me. But have I been good enough? Have I been good enough to stay at this football club? And you guys are going to find out next season. I'm 17. I'm not in a rush to go on loan. But if the club wants me to go on loan, then I will. Pep has been quite kind to me. He's given me a lot of experience and a lot of games throughout this season. But the sentiment, will that continue into next season? Or will Man City, who have been linked with players like Elliot Anderson, will they sign a new midfielder? Who knows?